Just look at the place. It's a tip. I've got stuff everywhere. Can you tell I've been out riding? Come home knackered, just chuck it on the bench, leave it. Right, getting off topic. So, hang on. Let's put you on here. I don't wobble about. Right, so let's have some light on the subject. This week is about a bit of riding, but the topic of food keeps cropping up. Now, I'm going to go through, or what we've done this week is I filmed Sheila just making some food that we normally have. She makes it, I don't normally film it, but I thought this week I'll just film bits of what she makes and what she puts in it to give you an idea of what we eat. So we thought we'll do a little video on it. So it's not all going to be about that. This week's episode is not all going to be about that. But apart from that, the plan was, hence all this mess. You may tell from this cardboard that we've been making some bags, or we're trying to make a bag for this, for Herbie. So we've got an idea, or I had a mad idea for a new form of fixing a bag. And it's half made. So I've got the bike on here to sort of do some measuring up, and that's as far as it's got. I was also going to go and ride this tomorrow in the Forest of Dean. Today's Thursday, but we've looked at the weather, and tomorrow is horrendous. It's going to pee down all day, and I do not want to go. I've got lots to do tomorrow. I've got to go to the Forest of Dean anyway. I've got a haircut in the afternoon, believe it or not. I'm also going to a place called Rejuve. My daughter-in-law Debbie bought me a session at Rejuve in Lydney, and what it is basically is hot and cold. So it's an infrared sauna and cold tub, and you've got an hour's ticket, hour's token. So I'm going there tomorrow, 12 o'clock till 1, and then after that I've got to go over to my granddaughter's to have my haircut, or Sheila's going as well, and then we come back home after that. But so tomorrow's really busy. Didn't have an awful lot of time to go riding, so probably going to knock that on the head and concentrate on getting this video edited. I've got quite a lot to edit because I filmed a lot in the kitchen, and I don't want to ram that down your throat for an hour. So I'm going to slim that right down, just cut through to the basics. And then next week, I think I've mentioned this in the video already, that I'm off to Leamington Spa, or near Leamington, on Monday. This is Easter Monday, because it's Easter weekend coming up. It's Good Friday tomorrow. And then I'm going to go and ride with my mate Daryl. He's got a route planned, about 25 miles-ish, around the canals near Stratford. That'll be good. Hopefully, the weather's looking dry, so fingers crossed. And then the rest of the week, not too sure yet. Got a few ideas. I've got an old classic bike that, look out for this video, because I don't know it's going to be next week, I don't know yet. Old classic bike that I used to ride in 1987, that I'm going to get back in here and go through, strip it down, rebuild it, go through it all. I want to use it. I've got this crazy idea to go bikepacking on it, or go touring on it for a ride, just to see how it compares with today's bikes. I used to, the last time I rode it, which isn't that long ago, it didn't seem that far off what I would regard as a bike now. I know the angles are very, very different. I seem to remember like 71. That was the bike. The angles years ago were 71 seat angles, 71 front, steep, quite short on the top tube. So you sort of sat up a bit more. But we'll see. It's a steel frame rally. It's a Rally Avanti. It's in the shop. People have probably seen it. I've shown it before. But I'm going to bring it in here hopefully next week. And then we'll have a look at that. Right at this minute, I'm going to have a tidy up. I'll come back to you in a minute. Something I did discover the other day is I saw somebody carrying he had his drone controller on a thing. I didn't realise that DJI actually make a harness for your drone controller, so you can put it on. You may have noticed in my video I was riding and it just hangs. So, because if you rest this anyway, there's some buttons on the back and they start controlling it. So if you have this on the handlebars, which I've done in the past, it'll touch something on the back and these buttons will bleep away and it'll change the settings or cancel the film. So now I've got this DJI little harness. It costs £3. I'll put a link to it and you can just leave it like that and ride and it'll just stay. Once you put your drone in the air, what I tend to do is if I'm going to ride somewhere, if I want a nice aerial shot, I'll put the drone right away from me and then I'll ride towards it, as you've seen in this video. And then you can get a nice aerial shot. And then if you want to play around with it afterwards, you can just pull over, stop, and then fly it, and then just carry on and ride again. So yeah, really, really handy. Greatest thing. Great purchase, that. And it just, because there are places for it on the top of the controller. There's already a little screw-in ports for a strap to be tied onto. So yeah, great purchase. I also have the new, I've shown you these before, I've got the little mini mics, which I keep forgetting to use. The amount of times I've been out and I haven't used it. Yeah, it's crazy. You buy the stuff and then you think, oh, I'll use that soon. So I had the single one, which I use quite a lot, and then these smaller ones. I did take, one of the reasons is I did have one of these and I had it inside like this on my shirt, and then I put my coat on. Oh no, I picked BB up, that was it. Knocked it off and lost the magnet, because there's a magnet on the back of these. This is just magnetised to my shirt. It has got a clip as well, but I lost the magnet. So one of these is without its magnet now. I can probably buy another one. There's no magnet on that one. So I'll have to look out for another magnet. But yeah, it comes in their own little case, so that charges it. Showed you that before, didn't I? You can see the little lights there. Show you how much charge you got, and you can see the little blue light there, that's on. So the mic, as soon as you open it, it turns the mics on. I don't know if I mentioned to you before, I've got a Wahoo Element Roam 2 for Christmas. Oh no, was it Christmas or my birthday? One or the other. Might have been my birthday. Anyway, the new one came out. I messaged them before. They're not going to tell you, are they? I said, is there a 3 coming out anytime soon? Oh, no, no, no. And then lo and behold, 2 months later, out came the 3. So I'm probably going to get the 3. I might be selling this. This is almost brand spanking new. And I've also got the first one. I've got both. It's still in its, I've got it, put it back in its box. So I've got the original Roam and I've got the Roam V2. I'm going to be selling both of these. So very soon, because I want to get the 3. Basically, I do a lot of stuff with YouTube and things. I need it, and the new one has got touchscreen. It looks a little bit better actually. But these are really reliable. I really do rate Wahoo computers. Way better than and simple. Way better than, for me, way better than Garmin. Garmin I find ridiculously complicated, overly complicated, overly technical. If you're training for the Olympics, and I can understand it, but for the most, especially for bike packers, all we want to do is follow a route. That's all we want. So you don't really need all this other stuff. So it's just too much. But of course, everyone wants to sell more and more gadgets on their product to make you want to buy it. That's just how it goes, really. Remember the days of cassette recorders, video recorders? It has 15 million different settings to record 12 channels at once, and never ever used it. Right, let's put this. I put that away and didn't put the drone away. Actually, I've got to just remember that I need to format the hard disk on here. So you need to turn it on to do it, which is a bit of a pain, but just turn this on. You need to format the SD card. Another little thing I bought the other day. Really, really handy. Wilkinson sword, little fold away saw, which I need to carry with me now. There's quite a few times I've come across low branches and things, or fallen trees, and it'd be really, really handy to just cut a way through. So I keep meaning to carry that with me when I go out. Right, this is going to connect in a sec. Downside of this, if you have it like this, they get hot really quick because they're obviously meant to be flown. So you have to be quite quick doing what you're going to do when it's indoors. So all I want to do is press the 3 dots up there. Camera. format. There we go, SD card format. There we go. And that basically wipes everything off the card. So next time we come to do it, it's all ready to rock and roll. So we're in the garage again, just about to go out on another ride. I've just had to change. I use these are my go-to boots in the winter. Obviously I wear sandals in the summer, but I've got up this morning. It is absolutely freezing. I'm just about to go out, so I've had to put these boots on. But they've got a BOA system on them. I don't know if you know what a BOA system is, but it's like a ratchet. But there's a lifetime warranty on these. I have replaced one in the past. They just send you a new one. But these have lasted for years. I don't know how old these are, 6, 7, 8 years old. Anyway, it's just snapped. Luckily, I have 2 pairs of these boots. I thought, because we had them in the shop and there was 1 pair left, so I snapped them up. So thankfully, I've got another pair on now. But I've had to just change the cleats in the bottom, which is the bit that snaps into your pedal. So I've just changed those. Thankfully, I've got the bolts out without rounding them. But so yeah. BlueBells. I think they're. It's really cold this morning, so they look a bit wilted. I guess later today they'll stand a bit prouder, but they're definitely out. I do love BlueBells. I think it's just that, as I keep saying, it's that sign that spring's here. And bit of a blockage. Yeah, I found another way around. There's always a way around these things. I need to come through here with the clippers, I think. Oh. That's it. There we go. Yeah, I normally ride this trail the other way around, but I thought today we'll have a little. Oh, as soon as we're on a make it up as we go along day. Well, what can I say? I am frozen. I've got to the top of the hill. Normally I'd be boiling hot. I'd previously taken this jacket off thinking it was warmer, but oh my word, it is cold. So I'm going to stick the jacket back on because I'm going to get out of the trees now, and already it's windier. So there was talk of rain. I've completely forgotten. It's been dry so long I've forgotten to bring a raincoat, so keep fingers crossed it doesn't rain. So I'm up on the top of Birdlip again. This is the Missing Link bypass. I was up here a few weeks ago and filmed it, but you won't really see a lot from here. But that's the old. If you listen on the radio, you'll hear about the air balloon roundabout. That's used to be at the top of the hill, but it's long gone now. There's a massive hole there now, where it used to be. Yeah, the car's up there. That's the road to Swindon. So the M4. Changes so much every time you come up. So I guess the road will come out of there and then go down there. And this road will go. New road, another one. I think I'm going to get wet. That's good of him, turn the water off.
So I've got a place as any to stop, and I have the luxury of my kettle, my stove. I'm going to make a cup of tea. Why not? Bring a stove and make myself a cup of tea whilst I have my flapjack. Yeah, I hardly ever bring this with me, and I should do. I should always bring it, really. Saves going to cafe. When there's no cafe, it's alright when there's a cafe, I suppose, to call into, but when there isn't, it's always a good idea to carry. Ow! Gosh, some serious thorns on down here. Get rid of that. So this one is, as I say, this ride's a bit more of a, not too sure where I was going, but I wanted to just check out the end of the ride, of the day one ride, because I'm still not happy with it, and I thought, well, I'm not going to do the whole thing, just didn't really feel like it today. I've just settled for a shorter loop, but then cut into the end of the route, the bit that I wasn't happy with, so I'm just going to do that bit, which I'm on now. Get some water going. Oh, I've got a cup somewhere. Where's that? It's in here. So all I bought is a little bit of milk and a tea bag. Bike's going well today, by the way. Changed the seat, and so far so good. I know I haven't done 50 miles, but it feels all right. So we'll stick with it for a while. So next week, not this week, next week, today's Monday, so it's a week today, I'm off to see a friend of mine. I'm going to ride up towards Stratford. We'll go up and do that. That'll be good. It's not a bad spot, is it, to have your lunch? Look at that. Funny, you wouldn't even know the bypass was being built. It's just beyond those trees. It just messes up a little bit of it. You have to come across country a bit, and then that climb there. Otherwise, it's fine. They're putting a new path around the works, which is quite good actually. So I've cut out quite a few climbs. There's just this steady one here, and that's it really. The rest of it's quite fun. It's better. It's better than the way I had before. Much better. Right. I haven't got far to go. What was it? 5 to 2. Sorry. Yeah, 4 minutes to 2. So won't be long, and I'll be home. Walking with BB, looking at the bluebells in the woods, and look what's out. The Roman snails are out. We were just talking about it, saying is it wet enough for the Roman snails, and they're yeah, they're popping out. There's a biggie. It's that cold, we've had to dig out the coat. Yeah, it's colder for sure. But still hardly any rain. It's a little bit damp, but nothing. Love it in these woods. It's just Cranham Woods. We tend to come in here if it's sort of a bit windy or whatever. Otherwise we go up on the top of the beacon. Walk about 4 miles a day, I suppose. Another one. Yeah, they're pretty big, look. Sorry if you can go. There he is. Just put him over here. So twice
also part of our week. Sheila runs, so she has done for a long time, and then Saturday she does a park run, which is 5k, which is 3 miles. Just a steady run. And recently we've started going, or I've started going out as well, but I go on I take BB out on the bike, which you've seen before. So we go out, gets me off my bum, and it just forms part of our week. So, and then we come back and have our breakfast. So this forms part of our routine, really, our week. We always get up about 5:45, 6 o'clock every day. Always have done for a long time. So we go to bed about 9:30, 10 o'clock most days. And then, like I say, get up early in the morning. And you have days like this, look at it. Beautiful. It's a lovely way to wake up. I'm a heavy sleeper. So Sheila normally wakes me up, or BB wakes Sheila up, and I go outside, step outside into this, and it's just instantly gives you a nice feeling in the morning and wakes you up. Right, something else that you see a lot that people have asked me about is flapjacks. I have some flapjacks Sheila makes for me on most rides. There's no real set recipe because the basics of it all are the same. It's just the quantities sometimes change, just depending on how we want it. So we use that to form all the little bricks, for want of a better word, and then we get organic rolled oats. These are jumbo oats. So organic dates. So nuts, what have we got? Almonds, walnuts, Brazil nuts, everything, a mixture. Those up. They go in with the dates and the oats. So what we've got: mixed dried fruit, apricots, dates, oats, nuts. And we're going to put, this time we're going to have some cocoa, organic cocoa powder, which is chocolate basically, without the sugar. So, lovely. Look at that, oh, smell. Neat smelly vision.
Tip thing this, because I don't usually do this.
So, they're done. So, hi. So it's Saturday today, just done park run. As you can tell, I had a haircut. It's a bit short for me, but there you go. So today is the end of the week. Now in the week, I filmed Sheila doing some various cooking and various things. And when I started to edit it, it's just too much. It's turned into a cooking video, and I don't really want to do that. So I thought what I'll do, I have put in, as you've seen already, I put in a bit of a clip about making flapjacks, which is what I use a lot when I'm out riding, because people have said. And I'll put a list of ingredients of those flapjacks in the description. But the other things, what I'm basically going to do is just quickly, briefly run through, because I have been asked about food. So our week, or our diet, our lifestyle, for the last quite a few years now has been as organic as it can be, because you can't always get 100%, healthy as it can be. And the basis of everything that we do is you eat whole food. You see this a lot. People will say, oh yeah, I have a whole food diet. What that means is you don't buy or you don't eat foods that have come from a factory. So if it's in a packet, then we try to avoid it. There will be certain things, obviously, that you get nuts in a packet. So, you know, I don't mean that. But what I mean is manufactured food. So a pie, bags of crisps, all this other rubbish we don't touch. And we've done that, so probably for the last 5 or 6 years religiously as we've got older, and it's paid off. We had a reasonably good diet before that. My wife Sheila's always had a very good diet. She's never put on weight. She's always been very active and healthy and never had anything wrong with her at all. And I'm pretty much the same till I got my polymyalgia, which was nothing to do with food. That's just one of those things. Got an infection. But anyway, so I digress. So all I wanted to do really was to just quickly touch on what we do and how it works for us. I'm not telling you what to do. I'm just explaining what we do and how it works. So we a whole food diet. So we have whole vegetables. So we'll buy vegetables, we'll buy meat, chicken, fish, salmon, that sort of thing. And that's the basis of our diet. We buy proper bread, which is sourdough wholemeal bread, not white. Don't have any white flour at all. Even in, and you'll see in this pie that Sheila makes, she makes quite a few different pies during the week. She'll make flans and pies and pastas and things. And she uses spelt flour, which is a brown type of wheat, spelt wheat. And it's really nice. It's really, really tasty. What you'll notice with, when you're only used to eating white products, white bread, white rice, white flour, white pastry, you're used to the taste. And I used to be there. I used to eat white this and all the rest of it. And when you then switch to wholemeal from white flour, you then, oh my goodness me, this tastes of something. And then you realise that the white stuff doesn't taste of anything. It tastes of what you put with it. So white bread only tastes of what you put in the bread. The sandwich inside the bread, that tastes really nice. The bread don't taste of anything because it's not made of anything. It's just rubbish. We've gone down that road. So we're now used to eating brown bread. When I say brown bread, brown sourdough bread, wholemeal, and brown everything else, And then when it comes to things like fruit, vegetables, we'll eat the whole vegetable, like I say, but we'll eat dark vegetables. So the darker the items, say grapes, blackberries, cabbage, anything that's dark, tomatoes, the darker, the better it is for you. So and also the other stuff we always eat every day. Well, I say beetroot is another way. Yeah, we have beetroot every day. We have avocados every day. We have fresh vegetables every day. We have a lot of salady type things, I must admit, in the evening. Our evening meal will be maybe some potatoes on a rare occasion. We don't eat very many potatoes because they're just too many carbs, but we do have some now and again. But then we'll have bread with our meal. We'll have wholemeal bread. It's really filling. You notice as soon as you go down the brown rice, flour, bread route, you can't eat as much because it fills you up. So yeah, we'll have that in the week with some whatever, like I say, salmon or chicken or something like that. We're not vegetarian. We're not anything. We just eat whole food. We eat real food like we used to eat when we were kids. Because back when I was a kid, there was no alternative to real food. You bought your veg from the veg man. You bought your meat from the butchers. You bought your fish from the fish shop. And that was what you ate. There was nothing else. There were no supermarkets when we were born. And there were no supermarkets. There were no junk. There was no junk food. So our sort of... there's still people out there who live out in the sticks in the country will eat proper healthy food. But in a city, it's really difficult to find it. If you're lucky and you find a market that sells healthy food and you're willing to spend a bit of time preparing it, then you will be a lot better off for it. Sorry, I digress. I'm starting to tell you what to do, and I don't want to do that. So anyway, we have that every day. We have smaller meals as well. Growing up, I ate massive meals. I would eat the biggest meal you could think of. And, I used to work when I worked on the farm. I worked away. I used to live in, and the woman used to cook rice puddings in these oval, big, like roasting tins, and she put a rice pudding in there, and it was double cream. It was Jersey gold top milk. It was made with. God, it was delicious. And I would eat the whole thing. But I never sat still. My life has always been very active. I'm an active person. So I've never put on weight. I am lucky that I am the type of person that cannot sit still. Now that's in us. That's our genes. That controls how we move, how we think, our lifestyles. So some people are not that way inclined. you'll tend to find you might have two children. One will be active, one won't, and won't. You can't put weight on for the life of love nor money, no matter how much you eat. And the other one will put weight on really easy because they're less active, and because you're less active, your whole body works slower. Your digestion works slower and all the rest of it. So myself and my brother have both been, we're lucky enough to be quite active kids. And you'll hear a lot of people say, oh, I just can't put weight on. It's because your body is just always on the go. But you can control that because as a child, like I say, when we grew up, it was very, very, very rare to see tubby children at school with it. You might be the odd child that was overweight, but they were literally kids that would do nothing and just eat and everything they could find. Because some people are just that way prone to be. But the majority of everyone in your class, probably 90%, or probably more than that, 95% of the people that you saw at school were all the same as you, because we all ate healthy food because there was no choice. Anyway, so we've sort of carried that on. We've gone back to eating real food like we used to eat, and it works for us. And say we don't sit around. I know we've got more time on our hands now because we've retired, but when I say we got more time on our hands, that is not quite true because I still do an awful lot of stuff. But we religiously take the dog for a walk in the morning. Sheila goes running on twice a week in the week, and I've started going out with her now and following with the bike with BB in the back. So I follow out, gets me off my bum and gets me up in the morning, because we go out about quarter to six, as you've seen in this video. I'll put a little clip in. So we do that, and then she part runs every Saturday morning, and I actually tried to run a part run this morning with BB. She got about 100 yards into the run and stopped because she couldn't see Sheila, so she just stopped dead. And if she can't see the both of us, she won't go anywhere. So I had to wait. But next week I'm probably going to do the part run. I have done one before, but I want to get into a bit of running just gently. So it's only 3 miles. So our lifestyles are very active. Obviously, I ride bikes a lot, and we look after ourselves. I guess you're a bit more self-aware, self-conscious. Some people can give them monkeys. They don't care about how they look or what they do or their lifestyle, their effect on their health. They can't see it. So they tend to be, the type of person will just eat because, well, why shouldn't I? It's there. Why shouldn't I eat it? So it is very, very difficult to not eat rubbish now because it's everywhere. Everywhere you look, television. I've just watched an advert now on TV about the celebrations for the 80th anniversary of D-Day, and they're opening the pubs till 1 a.m. I mean, unfortunately, I'm going to be a killjoy now. Alcohol is terrible for you. It is absolutely shocking. I'll give you a quick brief now. Now, I'm not an expert. I'm not a nutritionist. This is learned over 70 years. I have learned myself, and I've read and I've studied, and I've looked at every angle of food advice. And I've looked at practical examples of what works that people have done over years and years and years. And your stomach relies on what they call the gut biome. There's lots of things going on in your stomach. Microbiomes, bacteria is breaking down your food, and you need that in your gut biome is vital for your health. So it controls everything about you. So you need to eat foods that are good for your body. So things that are fermented, for instance, like yogurts and things like that, are good for your gut. But what's bad for your gut is alcohol. Now, the only reason I only discovered this properly, it's probably pretty obvious, but I only discovered this last week because on the odd occasion I quite like a whiskey. And I was just sat there thinking, I wonder what whiskey does to your body. Is it, So I looked it up, and it's one of the worst things you can drink for your gut. It kills everything. One of the other reasons it sort of makes sense is if Sheila ever gets a stomachache or anything, she'll have a little tot of whiskey, and it goes. It must wipe out whatever that is in your stomach. It's very, very, because alcohol is quite vicious spirit. So it kills that bug, but also it kills everything else. Same as antibiotics, wipes all of your body's natural ability to look after itself. It kills it. So you are quite vulnerable when you take antibiotics. So I try to avoid now alcohol. I just have the odd beer now and again. That's my limit. I might have a glass of wine once or twice a year. All of this might sound extremely boring and extremely, oh my God, what do you do with your life, you know? But I have the best. You know, my food is super, super tasty. Your taste buds adjust. If you get off sugar, I wouldn't know. Put it this way, I was brought up on sugar sandwiches. When I was a kid, because my parents, I was born in 1955, 10 years after the Second World War finished. And my parents went through the war when there was rationing. So food was like so important. So when you've got sugar and all these other things after the war, they went a bit mad with it. And they used to say to you, come on, eat up everything, come on, clean your plate. And it was so, you know, that was the thing that was always rammed down your throat, literally. Eat all your food, you know. And yeah, we used to, sugar, oh my goodness me, did I have some sugar when I was growing up? No wonder I used to be so hyper. So yeah, I might have the odd glass of beer or whatever, but because I'm now aware of what's going on in my stomach, I just try to avoid it. So when you hear on the news that everyone's going to go out and get drunk till 1 a.m, you think, well, that's just not going to help. It's not good advice, but then it's boring, you know, I suppose. You know, oh God, I want to live my life. I don't want to be sat denying myself of all these pleasures all of my life. But we manage quite fine. I'll tell you something else. Cancer was extremely rare when we were young. I don't remember anyone having cancer when I was growing up. The first person I think was my grandfather got it when he was 90 something. But apart from that, I don't remember any kids at school having cancer. I don't remember most bugs that you get today. I don't really remember seeing at all. Now cancer is rife, and it's because of what we eat and our environment, our everything, our water, the chemicals we spray on ourselves. It's everywhere. You know, the things that cause cancer are literally everywhere in our lives now. And the food that we eat just gives you cancer, unfortunately. You see kids now just full of Coke and Monster Energy. And I went to the post office this week to post something. I'm stood in this little post office, queuing up to sort something out, pick up a parcel actually. And next to me is the fridge, and the whole wall was just junk of cans of Monster and all these other things that you should never touch. Just full of it, absolutely full. And that's a little tiny post office. So you go to the supermarket and there's aisles of it, aisles of poison. And it is poison. So anyway, I'm going on way too long, so I'm going to have to stop now. So basically what the crux of it is, we live an active, whole food diet. It works. My health has never been so good. I'm coming off these steroids. It's all panning out lovely. I'm far more active. I'm 70 years old and I feel fine. Sheila's, you know, absolutely so fit. So there you go. Proof's in the pudding. Or not in the pudding. I hope that all makes sense. I hope it wasn't too much. I don't want to preach, but so that's it really. So that's sort of it for this video. I did mention that I'm going to be looking at doing a feature on my Rally Avanti. That's going to be going ahead. I'm going to possibly go down and get that in a while. And I'm also going to get this bike bag system finished because I keep talking about it. I've been talking about it for weeks. So that's it for now. Okay. Hope you didn't find that too much of a headache. Hope you enjoyed it. Found it of some use, and I hope to speak to you next week. Have a fantastic week. Please like the video, share it if you want. If you might find anyone interested, drop a comment in below. Please drop comments. I love reading the comments. I like to reply. It's great to see. Any questions about anything, just ask below. I'll put links to, like I say, to other stuff in the description. And that's it for now. Okay, I'll see you next week. Take it easy. Enjoy yourselves.